The Transport Department hosting a summit on universal access to support the right to freedom of movement as enshrined in the Constitution. Newzroom Afrika's Zola Sholwana is covering that event in Boksburg, Zola, and I understand you're standing by with Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma.
Yes, indeed, Michelle. I am with the minister right now, whom I'm going to have a word with her as the president is approaching, which means that she obviously has to make her way in. Minister, let's just get straight to business. We obviously heard you speak earlier on about the importance of accommodating people living with, disabilities in society and treating them as normal. Now, the question is, can you then, what type of partnerships, rather, can we look into between the Transport Department, the private sector, together with government, to ensure that they have universal access to transport facilities?
Yes, I think this is the beginning. As you can see, we are working together with the Department of Transport. But I think it's more than just the Department of Transport. The persons with disability themselves need to be part of the solution because they know their needs and understand their needs better than anyone else. But also we need to involve the private sector because you can have ideas, but if the private sector doesn't come on board, they will not produce the type of transport facilities that are needed. But we also need everyone. Academia needs to come on board. Engineers need to come on board. Researchers need to come on board. So that, because it's not just about the physical transport, it's about how you access, how you get information about that transport or about what is happening. Because, for instance, if you are in a room, in a hotel room, and you are deaf, and there is an alarm, what is there that hotels should have? For instance, to flash, so that people can see, even if they can't hear. So it's a whole range of things. But of course, today we're talking just transport, and transport not only on the road. The road itself must be engineered in a way that facilitates the movement of persons with disability. The cars, the buses, the taxis, rail, the stations, the trains, the boats, yachts, all of those things, planes, airports, everything must ensure that persons with disability are able to move freely, independently, and without feeling that they are being discriminated. And government is there to regulate, to make policies, but sometimes also they can also fund some of the aspects to make it affordable, because sometimes you can have something, but if it's not subsidized, you find that persons with disability, for instance, a person with a wheelchair needs to pay maybe for more than one person in a taxi and so on. So all those things, affordability and safety, are also important.
Now, Minister, tell us about the initiatives that are being considered to promote awareness and education about steps that are being taken to enhance accessibility and safety across all modes of transport.
Yes, we work with a presidential working group for persons with disability, which has different organizations that look at different aspects of disability, ranging from autism to albinism, because even persons with albinism need to be protected from the sun. So it means the bus stops and so on should be designed in such a way that they protect them. With organizations that look after people with wheelchairs, people who are blind, people who are deaf, everything, all the aspects of disability. We work with the different organizations for a start, because as they say, nothing about us without us. So they have to be part of that. And they are the ones who also are able to spread the word, particularly amongst persons with disability. But also in government, the transport department and every department has the responsibility in their sector to make sure that persons with disability are taken into account in terms of them living a normal life, them having recreation, leisure. Even when they go to the police station, they have to be a way of making sure that they are able to be facilitated as persons with disability. So, but you as the media have a greater responsibility to inform the public about all these things. You should be able to invite different organizations that deal with different aspects of disability to talk to the public, to have talk shows and all those things to inform everyone.
Thank you very much, Minister, for your time. I'm going to have to let you go as the President obviously is expected to make his way back in. While essentially this summit is to make sure that accessibility of those that are living with disability in society becomes a reality. It's not something that, is obviously spoken about, but actions should be implemented. I must tell you that earlier on when the President was doing a walkabout, we saw, the future taxis that will be on the roads, and obviously that will take a lot of engagements and conversations between stakeholders to pass that. We are told that the KwaZulu-Natal province has started rolling out those taxis so that people living with disabilities are also, exposed to transport infrastructure and facilities that are user-friendly to them. Back to you in studio.
Zola Sholwana in conversation there with the Minister of Women, Youth and Persons with Disabilities. She is at a Transport Department Summit on issues related to universal access.